In this video, I'm going to discuss one crucial thing that all care homeowners and residential assisted living future homeowners should make sure that they do. So if you're interested, make sure to stick around. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to the channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, thank you so much for all the love and support that each and every single one of you have shown this channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you have not yet, feel free to go check out the God Made podcast. Also, check out the links down below to Legion Assisted Living Academy and Legion Assisted Living Advisors if you have not yet. So without further ado, let's go ahead and actually jump into the topic of this video. Now, I want to discuss the very crucial thing of documentation and charting. And why is this so crucial, and why is this one of the most overlooked things in residential assisted living, and why people keep getting deficiencies when it comes to their charting of medication administration and also their activities of daily living, and how this can come back and actually end up hurting you and your business. So that is what I'm going to discuss about today. As you know, when I started out this entire business venture, I knew that charting was very crucial just because of my medical background of going to nursing school, working in the hospital, all that good stuff. They talked about the importance of charting and making sure that you chart on time and that you make sure that you document everything that you do in the care home or even to a patient or a resident. And reason being is because of liability and because there could be things that people report. And if they report certain situations or things that may happen in your care home, if you have things documented and charted, that will ultimately be the thing that will actually help you when something gets reported against your care home or your staff or even the care that you're providing. There are going to come situations, and it's not a matter of if, but when it does get reported, if something gets reported. And oftentimes they're allegations, they're not necessarily always true. And that documentation and that charting is actually going to prove that it's not true. And that is why it's very, very crucial that you make sure that you document everything and you don't overlook something or miss something, because when you do end up getting an allegation reported against you, and it could just be an allegation, and when it does happen, there are certain organizations that look into this stuff when they are reported. And these certain organizations are going to request all those forms regarding your charting and regarding everything that you documented for the resident. And I am speaking from experience, and it's something that is very nerve-wracking when it does get reported, because you're thinking all along, I'm doing everything I should be doing, which is great, and then all of a sudden something comes up and someone who may not have agreed with you on certain things, or you might have not pleased a certain person while their loved one was in your home, reports you for whatever reason, right? And their allegation is most likely false, and you did the best that you could, right? But that is all hearsay. Your word against theirs. That they won't care for that. They don't care how nice of a care homeowner, manager, or how nice your staff is, or how clean your home is. Okay? When allegations are put against you, it's all a matter of what's on paper. And that is what's very crucial. It is very unfortunate that that's the world that we live in now. If none of it is in writing and none of it is on paper, you really have nothing to go off of. Your word is not enough. Maybe back 50 years ago, your word was enough, but nowadays none of that is true. And when you're running a business like a care home, it's very serious when certain allegations are reported against your care home or your staff or whatever it may be. And so at the end of the day, you try to do your best to mitigate these type of situations to happen. But like I said, it's not a matter of if, but when they do. And that's, in most cases, you're able to resolve this internally within your facility and with the family, as long as you have that relationship with them. And that is why I speak on getting to know your families and always staying in touch with them and not just forgetting about them and not keeping them up to date with their loved one when they are just out and about, because people are very busy and they're not always going to be the ones reaching out to you. You should always take the time to reach out to all your families of the residents that are in your home. That's going to help a lot when something, or they think they're concerned about something, whether it's the care being provided, whether it's staff, whether it's even the manager or the owner, whatever the case is, they will come to you about that. They'll come to the manager and the owner, and you can handle most of this stuff internally and make sure that you can avoid any of this, any court costs that could come up if they decide to go to court or take you to court. That is, yeah, it's important to have liability insurance on your business. It's very crucial because when certain situations like this do come up and they do try to come after you financially, you're able to have insurance. But in most cases than not, you're going to end up winning, and it's going to be a close and shut case when you have documentation to back up what you're saying. And it's very crucial to answer these questions very directly. Do not try to play victim. Do not try to say that it was this person's fault or that person's fault. Don't ever try to do that. I'm no lawyer and I'm not anybody, but from a logical standpoint, I believe that that's what you should do. Don't take my word for it. Just, try to remain calm, answer their questions directly that they're asking you, and hopefully you can just provide the documentation needed to set everything straight, and they can move on and close the case and let the families know, hey, we investigated it, everything looked great. We can't, because families at the end of the day, they just report stuff. They don't have any proof, right? Unless they do have pictures or things that they've done intentionally while they're in your home. In most cases, that's not going to happen, and make sure your staff doesn't allow that kind of stuff to happen. And especially if your manager is there or you're the owner and the manager, you can always make sure that they're not doing that. But in most cases, it's just their word that they have to go and investigate off of. And once they have proof that what they said isn't true, in most cases, it's a closed case. And so I just want to make sure that all future residential assisted living homeowners, and I'm sure that there are a lot more experienced residential assisted living homeowners that can speak on this behalf, that they've had this happen to them. And in most cases than not, it all got shut down directly. The case was closed just because they had documentation to prove what they were saying. And in most cases, that's why it's important to have, they call it an individual service plan or an ISP or a care plan. That is always very crucial to have. It's required here in the state of Arizona that each resident have their own individual service plan, which pretty much goes in detail about their care and what you all need to do, your staff, your caregivers need to do in order to provide care for that said resident, and that they chart everything according to what's in that individual service plan or that care plan. And as long as it's correlated and it all lines up, then you're good to go. You're following what the doctor's orders were and what you were told to do as far as orders goes. So with that being said, make sure that you all understand the importance of charting, documentation. It is very crucial in this type of industry to make sure you document everything. And with that being said, if this video provided any type of value, please hit that like button for me. Make sure to subscribe if you have not yet. And I will talk to you all in the next video. God bless.